Welcome back to another episode of Growth Through Ganja Smoke with me, Miss Pearl. I needed a self-care day, so I went on and took that day today. So today was pretty good. I had no complaints. So today at the gym, I thought I was gonna kind of be struggling. My mom was kind of talking me out, trying to talk me out of going to the gym. Man, I was cramping something serious early, and I was like, I need to go ahead and just lay it down. I went on and took me a 10 milligram edible, and immediately my body was like, yeah, let's go ahead and lay it all the way down. After reading, I was nice and relaxed, so I went on and just jumped straight into meditation. And it was like a nap, but not a nap that I needed. Something great is probably on its way, and I need to vibrate a little higher in order to receive it. The next song off the Fall Off album is Ocean Way. This is my perspective on being honest with yourself about your emotions while dating. Are you ready to start dating? Are you in a position to start something new? Are you being intentional while you're dating, or are you just casually doing whatever? So imagine having a cup of water, and every day you just add a couple chips, a couple Doritos to the water. That's you. Welcome back to another episode of Growth Through Ganja Smoke with me, Miss Pearl. I needed a self-care day, so I went on and took that day today. And found me some nice stretchy shorts at Burlington. I also found me a nice little dress at Burlington that goes with my Minnie Mouse tennis shoes. So today was pretty good. I have no complaints. I'm learning. I've learned some things about myself. I've been realizing that I've been releasing a little bit of negative energy that I have towards myself, and it's definitely lightened my energy. The gym really helps to relieve stress, and it helps to release built up tension as well. So today at the gym, I thought I was gonna kind of be struggling. My mom was kind of talking me out, trying to talk me out of going to the gym. My girlfriend, got her thing going on, and I was, I was cramping something serious early, and I was like, I need to go ahead and just lay it down. I went on and took me a 10 milligram edible, and immediately my body was like, yeah, let's go ahead and lay it all the way down. I did some reading for like 15 minutes. After reading, I was nice and relaxed, so I went on and just jumped straight into meditation. And it was like a nap, but not a nap that I needed. I don't know. It was just one of those things. I could hear my body snoring. And then I was like, man, I think my alarm is getting ready to go off. And it did. And I was a little groggy at first, but as I kept moving and kept hydrating and preparing myself to head out the door, like I could feel my energy coming back. And then, I went to the gym, and I was complaining a little bit. Me and my classmates in there, we'd be looking at each other like, nah, really? You go ahead and do it, coach. You do that for everybody in here. But then we just go on and do the drills all the way through most of the time. So I don't know. After the gym, I just feel really good. I've been feeling good all day. Like my energy is just lighter, and I don't know. Something great is probably on its way, and I need to vibrate a little higher in order to receive it, which is okay. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. That works. That works. The next song off the Fall Off album is Ocean Way. I got plenty of notes. This is my perspective on being honest with yourself about your emotions while dating. So there's a guy on YouTube. His channel is Jacob's Journey, and I heard him, I think it was like last Sunday, it might have popped up. I heard him talking about not really having time to play games with people in relationships, just being honest about how you feel or just letting somebody know how you feel about them. Um, and he had a lot of great points. It really wasn't much that I disagreed with. I really did like his whole segment on that. And I wanted to, of course, I came up with some ideas or I gained some perspective listening to him. So I was like, no, let me go ahead and see what I can do with that subject. So when it comes to dating, we have to start with ourselves. I have a lot of questions in these notes, so whatever. Are you ready to start dating? Are you in a position to start something new? Are you being intentional while you're dating, or are you just casually doing whatever? How do you feel about you? How do you feel about your appearance? Like, where is your self esteem right now on a scale of 1 to 10? What does taking care of yourself look like? Because when it comes to our emotions in relationships or our emotions just, to ourselves, we can like ourselves and not love ourselves. And then we're wondering why these relationships that we're getting into, they're not working. So if we're made up of mostly water, right? What are you eating? What does your diet look like? Because this shit plays into your emotions too. You are what you eat. So imagine having a cup of water and every day you just add a couple chips, like a couple Doritos to the water. That's you. Some of us are having these wild mood swings or uncontrolled emotions, not only because of past trauma, but because what we're currently eating. Those chemicals contribute to nasty ass attitudes. What we eat affects our moods and our emotions. Like, I firmly believe in being jacked up on Mountain Dew. Do you have discipline over the flesh? Because sometimes you might feel something for someone, but that might just be the flesh. Do you have discipline to know when it's something genuine or if it's just a physical attraction? Sex addiction is real, and then being pressured into sex is also real. It just depends on where your self esteem is. If you got low self esteem, that's easy work for somebody. What personal things are you working on? We talk about how we want someone to match our vibe, but what frequency are you tuned into? Because no love inside means you have no love to give outside. And when you're in a relationship, you have to be open to pouring into someone else on a consistent basis because that person is or should be expecting you to pour positivity into them. But if you don't have any control over your emotions or you're not even working on that, and then you're not even honest with yourself about how you feel, and then you can't be honest with the other person about how you feel, and then it's like people do be sitting around just waiting on someone else to trigger their unresolved whatever. And you can't go into a relationship like that. You can't tell somebody you serious and you're waiting for them to do something that triggers something that happened to you before they even got there. When you gain control over your emotions, you have a good look first. You analyze before you just react because not everything is worth flipping out over. And then you don't want to really be in a toxic ass relationship. A lot of us aren't looking at our own personal toxicity before we head out into the world. What demons have you buried? What demons are you still wrestling with? Because that right there, having enough self awareness to know that you're still wrestling with some of your demons And to be able to say it out loud, that's power. You know it's there. You either getting the help to get it done, or you're looking for those resources to get it done. Like, everybody can't afford therapy. YouTube is, I mean, you can find anybody to listen to. Eric Thomas every morning, or something positive. I've been learning, a little bit more about history and stuff like that. A lot of things are coming out in 2026. So why not be honest with yourself? If you weren't that honest with yourself last year, it's a whole new season. It's a whole new year. If you don't know what that looks like because no one before you ever displayed any of that, then you need to be the generation that changes that narrative. Especially if you got kids. Shit, especially if you by yourself. Because at least you have the opportunity to work on those gray areas and blind spots, and wrestle those demons down to the ground before you even get with somebody else. And then it makes it easier for you to navigate through the dating world, because you can have feelings for somebody, but sometimes when people start speaking, that shit go out the window. And it really doesn't, if you're intentional, it really doesn't take that long to figure out if you want to move forward with this person or not. Of course, you have to make time for that person. When you're intentional with your time, then you don't feel like you're wasting it. And if you get somewhere with this person and feel like you're wasting it, don't fucking spend your time there. Excuse yourself and get up and go. Just like the dude who met up with the broad that ate, uh, she had all those clams or oysters. She came there and sat on social media and had ordered a bunch of oysters thinking that this man was going to pay for her antics. Absolutely not. He did the right thing by ordering a drink and excusing himself and getting the fuck up out of there. If you met the love of your life, do you think you can handle it? Some of us have abused the person for us and created a bunch of bad karma for ourselves until we got tired of that shit. Some of us abuse the person for us, and now we have a bunch of bad karma until we get tired of being on that negative ass cycle. At some point in time, you gotta get fucking tired. Living your whole life being toxic, living your whole life not being tapped into your emotions, living your whole life not having no control over your emotions.
Wow.
And then sometimes we jump too fast into situations, and the foundation is not solid. The foundation has no structure. I believe a friendship can help to create a stable foundation. It can help to create some structure, because the more time you spend with somebody, the more time you talk to them, ask them fucking real questions. Really get to know what you want to know about the person up front, because it can save you a whole lot of time on the back end. What does time with yourself looks like? What does that look like? Because if all you're doing is ripping and running, then you want somebody to come into your life and they gotta be ripping and running with you in order to spend time with you. This is why niggas at the gas station try to holler, it's no way, because that means that next week I'm be at the fucking gas station with you outside doing nothing, and I don't want to do that. If you go into a relationship and just focus on the friendship first, then you can create some healthy boundaries around your friendship, and then you can decide what you want to do moving forward. It really doesn't take that long, but if you rush it, fools rush in, it happens. And most importantly, like, what have you learned about yourself while you're single to be able to share these stories with someone else? Because they're going to probably ask about these things, and they're probably going to ask about things you never even thought of, which is actually a good thing, because then that gives you perspective, and then you can actually take some time to actually think about whatever they asked you. But when you're honest with yourself first, then you can be honest with others. And if they don't like it, then oh fucking well. No love lost. But it all starts with you. Again, if you don't take care of your ocean, then that shit is just, you got all kinds of shit in your ocean. Fucking 7-Eleven wings. Cheeto dust on your chicken meat. Shit is weird. They just making up shit. People just buying this shit. That shit, I don't know. Maybe you got something from it. Maybe you didn't. Maybe be back next week. Maybe you won't. Either way, this has been Growth Through Ganja Smoke with me, Miss Pearl.